Welcome to, I don't know what edition this is of TikTok, but we've been getting it in lately. I am your host, Tiffany O, and I'm excited about my guest today, the Courtney Sugar B. Griffin, co-host of True Tea TV, and you can find it on Facebook. So glad to have you on the show. I mean, I just want to give everybody a disclaimer right now. I'm not responsible for what takes place on the show because
nothing I say.
Yeah. There will probably be a overload of honesty, but it's to help the people. Okay, we just want to help everybody.
I'm here to help.
All right, so God, I want to jump right into this. Did you get an opportunity to hear Future's comment about Russell Wilson? Yeah. So today's show is going to be about ain't no future in your front. Huh? You get it? Future, front, whatever. He made a comment that was concerning for me, but I could relate or identify what he was saying because I was told the same thing by someone from my past, that I've finally found someone that will do what I want them to do, or basically play by my rules.
Sounds like a jealous. You want those shoes
back.
You want those shoes back.
Yeah, you want those shoes back. And
it's not even your business.
That's one. It's not your business. But I just find it interesting because Sierra is now dating Russell Wilson. Shout out to Sierra and Russell. And they seem to have a very healthy relationship. Yes. And Future, his perspective is she has a yes man. That Russell has absolutely no brain of his own. Everything is yes, Sierra, whatever you want, whatever you say, Sierra, that sort of thing, and Future was just taking
Maybe
back.
That's why he has so many baby mamas in a relationship, because in real relationships, to make them work, sometimes you have to say yes.
Very true. Very
true. The majority of the relationship is about you making adjustments and coming to the plate and seeing their side. And her storyline with Future is very destructive. So of course if you get a man who really loves you, he does come in and cater to and be everything that this person wasn't.
Right, and willing to compromise, because obviously if you don't want,
crazy.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that was his perspective. Yeah, some more. Go back to it, right? But I was really surprised at his perspective of that whole situation, because I also think he finds it hard to believe that she could actually be happy without him. Like, why can't he just be the fire to her ice, and it be something beautiful, as opposed
to... Why
can't
you just be the father to her kid? That's it.
Gosh.
That's it. You don't need no fire. I don't need no ice. I don't need no water.
I just need you to be
an example to my son when you're in front of him. That's
Absolutely.
It. I have my fire and ice from my yes man.
That is so true.
Just be the father to my kid.
That's true.
That's all I need.
There's a couple of different angles we can go to that.
But no, when you talk about no future in your fronting, what about fronting when you're in the relationship, right?
Oh.
So this is outside looking in, him speaking on someone else's relationship, but, it's a lot of people who right now are fronting in their relationship. It's time to go. It's been time to go.
Right.
Signs have been there.
Right.
Y'all are not compatible.
Right.
You only look good outside looking in.
Right.
So you show up somewhere, and I know, because I was in one where it had been time. But we spent at least 6 years making it just look good. Because when we show up, because what you'll hear is that people will say, like, I can't believe y'all breaking up. Y'all look so good.
You look so good together. Wow, you know what? I never thought about that.
Y'all look so good.
That's just how invested people are with the physical appearance of what it looks like from the outside.
Now, you have no clue that when we drove up to this party, we damn near whooped each other's ass from point A to point B. Getting dressed, we're not talking. we're in 2 separate rooms. We come, we show up, and then when we get there, we have to for y'all sit next to each other, and every now and again lean in and be like, "Hey, you good?"
So let me ask you this: how much energy goes into the front? How much energy do you have to put in there? Because it sounds like.
Well, if you are fronting in the relationship, you have that's another thing. That's the reason why it's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy because you have to understand that you're putting on a play. You're putting on an act.
Whole production.
For yourself and for others. So that means you're spending, if you can't be genuine, you're spending 90% of your time trying to remember what to say.
Right.
How to act. Everyone's looking.
Right.
Let me look like this. I'm telling myself, I gotta lean in and say, "Hey, are you good? Okay, great."
It's not natural.
I'm not doing anything naturally.
Yeah.
When I go get you a drink from the bar, I don't even want to I really want to throw this drink in your face.
Right.
So I have to tell myself the whole way back to you, like, just hand it to her. Like, just give it to her in her hand.
Right, right.
You know, just be cool. Because I know when we leave here, and then it's not fun. Situations where it should be fun, you should be able to be around your friends and enjoy yourself.
Right.
How can you enjoy yourself knowing that once we leave out of this club or this house or this room, when we get in this car, we about to destroy it?
I can see how that can be exhausting.
Oh, it's tired.
You know, and not even just the pretending and fronting for everybody else, but even when we're at home behind our own closed doors, there has to be, you know, some energy that I don't feel like giving to this situation, and I'm still pretending with you after we've made up, and we're like, okay, we good? Yeah, we good, but we're really not good.
We're really not
so
good.
Now there's another phase of fronting that takes place.
Because now you'd like, one thing that I'll tell people, and I say this all the time, is that when you start lying to you, that's when fronting has went to a whole
nother level. Yes, indeed.
And that's when it is time to sit down with yourself and decide if this is where you need to be. am lying to myself. When I come home, I pretend like this is where I want to be and what I need. So now I'm lying to me. I'm convincing myself that I'm happy. When you start convincing you that you're happy, and this is a situation that I want to be in based on time and based on what people are going to think, you have to sit down and make some adjustments and say, this may not be the place or the space that I need to be in any longer. I did it. I always used to see people who, after they got divorced or broken up, because when you've been with someone for so long, you become connected.
Right.
So it would be weird to me to see someone and say, well, damn, they look better. They look better
after.
Now.
Right.
And I would always be like, how could you look better after?
Right.
When that should be your, when you meet a couple that's together and it's holistic and they look good together.
Right.
And if they're not supposed to break up and something happened, normally when you see the male or female, you be like, man, after that relationship, it wore out.
It wore out.
She should have never done him
that
like
is
that.
True.
But when you see someone who outside of the relationship, after all that time, you see them and you say, damn, she look good.
Yeah.
She look happy.
Almost like life has been poured in them.
Back into you.
Yeah.
That's because I'm no longer lying. It ain't about everybody else. What drains your energy is you lying to you.
I got that a lot when Daniel and I began to date. People would always say, Tiff, you look so good. Oh, Happy looks good on you.
Happy look good.
Those sorts of things. And I ain't gonna lie, Sugar B, I'm for a second, I'm Tiff. I'm thinking I'm good. I've been good. But was I lying to myself after putting on my makeup and putting on my clothes and fit my curves and going out, seeming to be fine? I guess I didn't look as happy as I probably thought I was.
Well, because you're only doing enough to be happy. Like for me, I only did enough to show up into the club or to the party and just be there. So I wasn't me. I wasn't smiling.
You really didn't want to be there, probably.
I really don't want to be here.
Right, yeah.
I don't even want to go home. So it's like now I have to think about that. Like I really would have just rather stayed in the house. You've been there, I've been here, and we fell asleep in our two different spaces.
Right.
Now we have to ride home and have this moment, and it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So you're only doing enough to show up.
Yeah.
That's literally all. But we don't see that. We don't see that because you're living in that moment. It wasn't until outside looking in. Like I'm a dual-brained person. When my left brain kick in, and it's like, look, I can't do it. Like, you've been using your right brain emotionally. Everything is, you trying to connect. You trying to be this person. Like, I got to get some time, and I need you to think about some things.
Yeah.
And so in a relationship, if you can't think and have emotions,
yeah.
it's not the place.
Oh, my gosh.
If you can't
now
be
that's
dual
serious.
brained,
Yeah, that's very true.
That's what happened with me. Is that I started to see things. I started to act on it. I did a hard stop. If this ever happens again,
right.
I'm not going to accept it.
See, I think that's healthy. I think that, and I don't know if we're going into something else, but I like where it is going. Those hard stops.
Hard stops.
And not a yield,
no,
but a whole stop. Because what I think people will become, they become comfortable with yields. This is another yield. Okay, she'll hit the accelerator again.
Yeah.
But when you place a hard stop there and say, okay, this is a deal breaker.
Well, even if in fronting in a relationship, let me tell you one of the other things is that what I found in myself is that I loved love more than me.
Goodness gracious.
Right?
That sounds familiar.
So I loved being in love because I'm a relationship person.
Me
I like
too.
it the way it feels. I
yes.
like it. I want to go to the movie. So I put up with things because I love love more than I love myself, and you can't. You can't put anything above you.
But you know how hard that is for so many people?
But we have to make it.
I know what we have to do.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when you were there, it wasn't the easiest thing to do because you were in it. I don't know if it's a sequence of things that has to happen for you to say, okay, enough.
Right.
But I know, like,
I think people around us have to ask those questions, like friends. We have to listen. The girlfriend groups that we have, they can't just be about it. We have to have real conversations.
Hold that thought, because see, now this is the light I like to turn. I'm about to pull in our parking lot. Y'all stay right there. We'll be right back. The girlfriends have to. Remember that. Relationships are fun and exciting.
Yeah. But relationships are hard work, Tiff. Like, what we need you to do is on February 16th, come join us after you've already taken her out to eat. Come have cocktails and conversation to strengthen the foundation of your relationship.
Heart to heart, February 16th. We got food, we got drinks, but we're going to have a grown time because we're not here to air your dirty laundry, but we want to help the people. So come tell a friend if they're in a relationship, if they're married, if they're single, if they're just dating. Come to the Heart to Heart event, February 16th.
February 16th.
Sugar Bee, Tyff, talk show.
In the building.
Hit me up. I hope y'all didn't go anywhere because we are still here with Sugar Bee Griffin, Courtney in front of all of that, from the True Tea podcast. Now, Courtney was getting ready to talk about girlfriends, accountability is what it kind of sounds like, where in friendships where we go wrong, seeing these train wrecks about to happen, and even though they may still happen if you decide to say something, by not saying something, you're still saying something.
Because y'all, same topic. Y'all fronting as friends.
Right.
In those situations. Because everything can't be about fun and twerking and talking about her behind her back.
Come on here.
You have to be willing to, if y'all have a true friendship, lay things on the line and have important conversations to say, this is what I see.
Yeah, right.
You don't look happy.
Right.
And not from a judgmental space. Hey, I'm not.
It has to be from love.
And
a place of love.
We don't have to do it in front of everyone, but if we're all doing it in love, let's have a real conversation. Let's turn the TV off. Let's light some candles. We can drink wine. But let's talk about real things to make our relationships better.
Right.
I think when we get into these girlfriend moments, normally it's a bashing session about our relationships, and no one is giving advice.
That's true.
No one is saying anything to make it better.
Or they're just saying, the usual, I wouldn't deal with that.
I wouldn't go through that.
They're giving you every resolution without considering, the course of which this has traveled up into this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, as if you just arrived here. No, friend.
I've been through some things.
Exactly. But I think, too, though, Courtney, that we are not honest enough around our friends with it being okay. If you were to share something about your relationship with me, I may have dealt with that exact same thing, but because I don't want you to know that I was you before,
right.
I'm gonna just be quiet and
right.
be like, oh, I did not
and that's
know
what I'm saying.
that.
That's fronting.
Really, that's fronting.
And
you're not, and you ain't right. You
we
ain't
have
right.
created these spaces. We can find strength within each other.
That's right.
Black women talking to black women about their experiences and you listening. Like, one of the things you'll find is that some people will say, oh, well, she's not even in a relationship. That's more of a reason why you should listen to her.
They got to stop saying that. Hold on. Y'all got to stop saying that. Because I tell you what I used to hear. You don't know, Tyff, you don't have kids. Shut up. I know people with kids that shouldn't have them. Okay?
Right.
You just, or she doesn't even have a man. How she going to get? It's not because she can't get one. She may have leveled up her standards. She may have decided, or he may have decided to walk away from an unhealthy situation, and they are in the waiting room for right now. Stop trying to judge people for not being married. She ain't got a husband. So?
Right.
And your husband probably want her. So cut it.
Probably
been with her. We got to stop that. Stop judging people on situations that you're no longer part of. They live in an apartment. You live in a house now. Stop ragging on people that stay in apartments.
Right.
You know, like.
Right. Listen to the advice.
I'm sorry.
Listen to the advice.
I had a rant there.
And then you can grow from it.
Right.
Take what you need.
Right.
But just to block it out and say, well, she doesn't know this experience, that's stupid.
It is.
I've been in a relationship. I was in a relationship for 10 years. I was married for 5 years. You can't tell me that I don't know how to tell you how to be in a successful relationship.
Right.
Because I can use me as an example of what I did wrong, what I did correct. But as girlfriends and as friends, even in relationships,
period,
we don't have these check-in conversations. Our friendships are based on, or when we have these moments where we could talk to them, we would rather talk behind their back. Help them. And that's the fronting space to me, is that when I listen, it's like, why don't you help them? If your relationship is so amazing, why don't you help them?
Right.
Why are you sitting back and not saying anything? Oh, because I don't want to be that one. Well, what is your friendship based on?
But see, and that to me is another conversation in and of itself, because have we created a comfortable space between us where I can say, okay, Fred, I need to pull your coattail on something? Or is it going to be, I mean, how you going to say that about me? I ain't say that when you did X, Y. It's like, that's not what this was about.
Well, then now I have to check. So then that goes into my moment of, now I have to check my level of what is our friendship based on.
What is the foundation? Exactly.
I'm not supposed to go to the Bahamas with somebody I can't tell you that nigga not shit.
Right.
I'm sorry. Now you want me to fly all the way out of town, twerk in with these people that we don't know, and I can't pull you to the side and say, hey, that dude, he not really the one, and we still be cool.
Right.
Like that's my whole thing. It's like, we can be friends and do everything else in the world, but give each other advice.
Oh my gosh! Somebody should catch that.
We can do everything else in the world, but me enlighten you.
Right.
Me make you better.
And that's essentially what it is. And some people take it, and I know I'm on some people's avenue, and I'm good with that, because it ain't.
I'm never in my lane.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm okay with that. But we get into these phases with each other, to whereas now you think I'm judging you. And it's like, it's not, don't take it like I'm judging you.
Wait, do the 2 J's. Judging and jealous.
Oh, hey, that's right.
You gotta do them both. You gotta do them both.
You gotta do JJ, because why can't it just be that I love you enough to see what maybe you don't see, and then I'm gonna be right here for you after the chips come falling down.
Yeah.
But in the midst of that, I can't, like you said, I can't have a conversation with you, but I can have cocktails. Like, come on.
I got to be able to have a conversation with you.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I think we need to go back in and reevaluate, because based on what we're saying, half of the audience will be like, well, damn, you know what? My relationship with her is a front.
It's a front. Come on here. Think about it.
Because you need to say to yourself, like, can I call Tiffany and say, hey, Tiff, I know you were down here, you're probably supposed to get married or whatever.
Right.
But I don't see that.
Right.
Let me tell you what I'm seeing outside looking in. These are some of the changes that I'm seeing. And I think the reason why I said it is because after me and my wife, the ex-wife, divorced, and that's when everyone started telling me.
Wow.
Why now, though?
You know what? That happened in a friendship of mine. Someone who I became disconnected with, and all of a sudden, everybody out of the woodworks were like, "Oh my God, you know, I was only dealing with that person because of you."
Yeah.
It's like, why you didn't say anything?
Like, they was like, "Man, I used to see you. I thought y'all both didn't look happy. Why you didn't pull my coattail and say, hey, y'all don't look happy?"
Well, could it be also that some people are not approachable? And I'm not saying that to be me nor you, but could it be that some people are maybe not approachable for that to
take place? I think for me, people think that I have a look where people think that I'm very an unapproachable person. I do always have a comeback, and I have questions.
This is true.
There's not a comment that you're going to say to me that I don't have questions. If you were to say, hey, y'all don't look happy, how you know?
Right.
And how you got there.
Right.
I'm not doing it in a bad way, but tell me how you got there
right.
so I can invest
I was just
going
to say, I may be interested to see how did you arrive there.
How did you arrive there? Let's invest and let's have a conversation about what it looked like. Don't wait. Everyone waited and then they was like, yeah. So had we been together 20 years, then y'all all came and be like, yeah, you know what? I thought y'all didn't look.
And just imagine the conversations that took place, you know, behind you guys' back. Yeah. And now, okay, this is about to go somewhere else, but now when I am sharing a true happy moment about me and my partner, the person who always felt like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't want to say anything. Now you can't even be happy with me, and I'm really being truthful about, you know, we had us a staycation. It was beautiful. In the back of your mind, oh yeah, right. They ain't like it, you know, this, that, and the other. Because you've either shared some things with that individual and they never spoke on and you know, gave you a moment of truth, or they just watched some stuff happen.
And you still have moments where everything is, even when you're fronting, even when, you know, you still have those sparks and those moments where it's okay.
Yeah.
And where it can be good. What I know is that you can love someone and not be with them.
Lord Jesus.
And sometimes we have outdone our moment together. Mm-hmm. Our time was already up. And we both, like I said, and I told you before, me and her did no checkpoints back. That's a downfall in our relationship. We had no relationship checkpoints. I didn't do a mid-year or a year.
No. See, now, listen, we saved that for February 16th.
Okay.
Listen, guys, this has been so much fun. You're going to see Courtney Sugar be back again.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back. And if you have not already made arrangements to come hang out with us on February 16th,
you should.
You should.
Sure.
It's going to be a heart-to-heart, literally a heart-to-heart with you and your spouse or your newly dating partner or whatever the case may be. Somebody who probably needs to have some conversations. It ain't to air no dirty laundry, but we're going to have some cocktails. We're going to talk
cocktails and
conversations on February 16th. So be sure to reach out to the both of us. Let everybody know your handle. How can they get in touch?
So you can reach me on Facebook, Courtney Sugar B. Griffin. If you want to hit me up on Instagram, it's the Unapologetic Asshole.
Go figure.
And then I also have a True Tea website that you can like. So it's True Tea on Facebook, TRUTEA, True Tea. You can find our podcast recordings on SoundCloud. And then we do other postings on there, so. And then I'll be back on here.
Anytime, like if the spirit just hits you and you say, Tyff, now, just pull up, okay?
I'm just pulling up.
Pull up, pause. See there? Listen, we will see you guys for the next one, and you don't want to miss next week's show. I have some amazing guests that are going to be out there. The Josephs, I'm on the journey to the Josephs with them, and they will be talking about when the wait is worth it.
A nice looking couple.
Nice looking couple, aren't they?
Outside and inside, not the stuff we was talking about.
See that? Ain't no future in front.
Ain't no front shit.
Ain't no future in front. See y'all next week.